Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and this is day 4 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life Series 19. And it's time for the Stamp and Stencil Saavy Hop. So here is our sketch. It's by Thayer Brown and lots of opportunity for color on here and a grid layout. I'm going to use some Vicky Bouton random stuff, mostly some scraps as well as some papers from the paper pad, and then I'm going to do some ombre with some blues and through the stencil, which is a Scrapping Reflections stencil. And then I have some Vicky Bouton embellishments, as well as some stamps, recollection, and then just like a random stamp that I'm actually not going to use, but the recollections I do. And then I have all those inks in the rainbow colors over on the left. So I have my papers, I have my embellishments, my pictures, my mixed media stamp and stencil. So let's see how this goes. So the prompt for stamp and stencil Saavy is either ombre or rainbow. And I'm actually going to do a little bit of both. I put the blue up here at the top, and I think that I did Chip Sapphire first and then Stormy Sky. I probably should have done something in between and then done Stormy Sky on the bottom. I started using Salvage Patina, or was it? Anyway, it's like a greenish color, and I didn't like that, so I ended up using Faded Jean. So it's Stormy Sky and Faded Jean with Chipped Sapphire. So I do like the way that it turns out, and yes, you can see one of the one that I messed up poking out, but it doesn't really matter. But for the most part, it's ombre. But I am going to bring in rainbow colors as well, so it's fine. I trim my paper down that is a grid paper from the Vicky Bouton paper pad to a 9x9, because the pictures and squares are going to be, well, the squares are going to be 2x2. The pictures are going to be 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 or somewhere close to that. So I trim this down to 9x9. I did trim I think I trimmed a 1/2 inch, a 1/4 inch from all 4 sides of my big white paper with the stencil on it. And then I cut these little squares out from scraps and made the 2x2 squares. I was going to do 4 colors, and then I decided I wanted to use the red, the yellow, the green, the blue, and so because that was more than 4 colors, I went ahead and did 2 of the green and 2, or no, I did 2 of the yellow and 2 of something else. 2 yellow and 2 of the teal. Gosh, you all. And so I just kind of scattered them around. I love the way they ended up. Originally, I put the blues down and wasn't paying attention, and they were not facing the same direction like the stripes were going to say. I'm like, something is wrong with this. And I was FaceTiming Tara, the paper snob, and I was like, something is not right with this. And I just sat there staring at it. And it wasn't taped down, luckily. And so it's not like I could lift it up and show it to her. So I sat there, finally realized it was because one of the little squares was turned a different way and the lines were going a different direction. So, but I put my pictures in those 4 squares from the top left down to the bottom right. And then I put, I'm going to end up matting that on the scrap from the stripe. And I do make sure that the stripe is facing the same direction as the stripes that I've put, the 2-inch squares. And then I picked a few different papers to try this out on. The first one was kind of like a teal color, and it just didn't bring out the color that I wanted. And so I went with this, which is the same as the pinkish red colored squares that are in the grid. And so after I get all of that on there, I'm going to start stamping in rainbows. So I start with Festive Berries and moved on to Wild Honey. And then I think it's Squeezed Lemonade. or that might be mustard seed actually. And then I did mowed lawn and faded jeans. And the last one is seedless grape. I have to think. I put them all away. And then I do it down either side. So it kind of gives me that rainbow look as well as the ombre look. And I put all of the colors away, and I thought I should leave those out so I could tell them what color they are, but I actually remembered, which is pretty impressive. So I'm going to pull embellishments from this out from the Vicky Booten stuff. I've just got some random stash because it's mostly like color study and things like that, and I don't have but like one sheet of paper from color study left, and that's just because someone sent it to me. So I do have some embellishments, mostly wordy bits that say things like happy memory today, do all the things, my love, take your camera, shine, my happiness, it's enough. I think that's all the wordy bits I put on here. And I just kind of put them all over in different places. I have the little circles kind of making a diagonal with the pictures, starting with that happy memory up at the top and then going down. These pictures are of AJ, shocking, and his mama, which is my daughter. And these are the last pictures that I was going to get documented from Pride this year. And so he was dancing with his mom and hanging out in the stroller. And I've already done 3 layouts, so I wanted to have a 4th one so that they would be, face to face with each other, side by side or whatever. And when I saw the prompt for today for the Stamp and Stencil Saavy, I thought, oh, well, this is the perfect opportunity. And I didn't really need these pictures to be too big because I've already documented quite a bit for Pride. So these little pictures were the perfect size. So I just start putting all the little things on here, kind of scattering them around. I don't necessarily need something in every square, but now that I'm looking at it, there's only one square that doesn't have a single thing in it. Everything else has either got a title or a word or a stamp or something in it. I am going to bring the stamps back out. It's a different stamp from that same Recollections collection. It's got 2 little hearts on top of each other instead of side by side. I did try this color outside the lines. I really liked that, but A, the coloring doesn't work, and B, it's rectangle and everything else is either square or circle on here. So I put it away and ended up, I'm using this So Excited as my title, but I wanted to bring some kind of an embellishment in. So I brought in this color wheel, says live in full color. Thought that was perfect. I've already got some circles on here. It fits right here to where you can actually see all the different colors and you can see the title. So I'm going to put that down there. And then I use this little red square over here for my journaling. I thought about flipping it. The other side of it is a grid layout. And so I thought about doing that, but I like that red and having it on there. So, and one of the red papers is already covered by that little frame I put down on that second picture from the top. So here is Cindy's sketch again. I sometimes enjoy a grid layout. This one turned out really good and it wasn't as stressful because I used a grid paper. Here's my tip for you all. Is I used this grid paper so it was easier to line things up and make sure that it was where it needed to be. I am too impatient for measuring, and so I just keep putting things down and moving them around, but because I use grid paper, it made it a whole lot easier. So there's my tip for the day. Anyway, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope you'll go check out everybody who's hopping along with 30 Days of Sketches. Definitely go check out everybody who's hopping along with the Stamp and Stencil Saavy. All the information that I have will be below in the description box. I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layout. I am going to use that little tag at the top to stamp the date. I just haven't done it yet. Yeah, I hope you come back and see me again really soon. I hope you all have a great day. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.